Well, at least now I know that the Sentry class isn't indestructible. All you need is to be as slippery as a ninja, have a few bullets in your M1911, and it doesn't hurt to have your squad mates shoot them from the side with a high caliber rifle. But I'll take the kill anyway. What's up guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Cade and I've got some Battlefield 1 gameplay here finally. So I'm mainly using the Scout class here. I've got the SMLE Mark III infantry variant as my primary and the Red Baron PO8 as my sidearm. The footage is taken from a few games, all Conquest game mode. The first and last clips are from the FAO Fortress map and the middle clips are from Argonne Forest. The gameplay isn't really anything spectacular. I'm no amazing Battlefield player, but just got some good shots and a couple good kill streaks. I'm really enjoying the Scout class at the minute. I think a lot of people are. It's probably the easiest class to use just now, which I reckon has got a lot to do with the versatility of the available weapons, specifically in terms of the distance of engagement, which is mainly due to this sweet spot mechanic. You can see this on the damage drop graphs on each gun, where within a certain range you'll be doing 100 damage if you're able to hit the target in the body. This SMLE Mark III that I'm using just now has a sweet spot between something like 35 to 70 meters, so if I hit someone in the body at that range, they're dead. Even if I clip them, I've still got the opportunity to finish them off with my sidearm. Coupling this with the one hit kill headshots pretty much at any range, and you've got a really deadly set of weapons for the Scout to use. The sweet spot range varies across each weapon, but I find the SMLE Mark III particularly lethal due to its highest damage being within a shorter range than most rifles, meaning that I can rely on a body shot taking an enemy out before they get in range with an assault or support weapon, and when enemies are out of the range of the max damage, I can just focus on those headshots. I find that I'll swap between the medic and the scout classes throughout a game, but haven't really found my footing with the assault or the support classes as yet, and I think just generally I find it way more enjoyable and satisfying to take someone out with one clean shot from a bolt action than peppering someone with tons of bullets at close range. It's especially difficult when half of the teams are running scout class, which really determines the engagement range, making it a bit more difficult to close the gap to a target. So obviously the easy answer to this is just to go as a scout to counter it. I think it's probably likely that the scout weapons will get nerfed at some point, if anything but to make the other classes seem more viable, so I would enjoy the status quo while it lasts. It's really handy how good the sidearms are in Battlefield 1. I found myself finishing people off with my pistol a lot of the time. They're actually useful, and if you're clever, it's genuinely possible to take on an enemy with their primary, unlike in previous games where I always felt in Battlefield 3 or 4, if you got down to your pistol, you were pretty screwed. But maybe I just sucked. Yeah. Case in point, right there. I've not had much of a chance to check out a lot of the gear unlocks as yet. I've mainly been focusing on unlocking weapons so far, but I feel like the Scout's anti-tank vehicle perks may need a bit of work. Obviously all classes have access to the light anti-tank grenade, but the only other thing the Scouts have is the K-bullets, and they seem a bit useless to me. It's maybe me, I'm probably not using them properly though. I feel like they might be a bit better if instead of just doing flat damage, if they had something like an armor piercing effect, so that if you were able to place a shot correctly on a tank or armoured car, you could say damage the weapons, or maybe take out a gunner or driver, or even disable the tracks. Just something a bit more tactical, rather than feeling like you're shooting pellets at a train or something. I don't necessarily think you should be able to take out a tank with these bullets, but it would be nice if they were more useful. For example, say if your squad was being pinned down by a vehicle gunner. If you could disable that gun for a few seconds with a well placed shot, allowing your squad to change position or escape, I think this would be a really neat mechanic. Or if the armor piercing extended to walls as well, it might add a bit more usability to this skill. Just a thought though. One thing I haven't quite been able to figure out yet is how medals are supposed to work. From what I can tell, the only medals we can work towards are the selection of weekly ones that DICE have chosen for us. I'm not sure if this is by design, it's a glitch, or I'm just being dense as all hell, but if it is by design, I feel like this is pretty stupid on DICE's part, and I don't see the thought process behind it. Gimping what a player can earn in terms of rewards and XP because there are no medals geared towards their playstyle seems pretty obtuse. Why not allow us to choose any medal on the list that suits the style a player prefers, so that everyone can benefit from it? Okay, have some special weekly medals that you only get so long to work on, but why make a system that will always inherently screw someone over? I don't know. If I'm just being stupid though, please someone correct me. This clip here is a really good example of just how good some of the scout weapons can be at even close range. Out with the sweet spot, still 2 shots if you're quick and accurate enough will take an enemy down.
We have taken objective George.
So this is the Argonne Forest map. It's relatively close quarters, but you'll see there are a few open areas to the flanks of some of the flags which open up for some good scout vantage points. The map can be quite fun, I found though on Conquest, because of the geography of the map. The battle really does mostly get fought over the sea flag a lot of the time. But there's always routes around that provide opportunities to cap other flags, to distract and allow you to flank the enemy if they've become entrenched in the middle. And you always get the opportunity to shake things up with the armoured train if your team is losing. This usually helps to disperse the fighting from the sea flag for a period of time and gives your team a chance to counterattack. I like the behemoths as a concept. I think some are more effective than others. On a map like this where there are no vehicles, your only real defence against it are the stationary gun placements and your own equipment. This means it can be extremely devastating. I feel like the other behemoths on the other maps can sometimes be nothing more than a quick distraction though. One thing I've found pretty useful that really only applies to the medic and scout weapons is to be mindful of your ammunition situation. Bandoliers are a cartridge of bullets that can be loaded into the weapon all at once. I find that if you reload when you have used a multiple of 5 rounds, like 5 or 10, it feels like a significantly faster reload. Certainly versus reloading after using say 3 rounds where the bullets have to be individually chambered. This may just be an illusion, but it certainly feels that way to me.
Machine gun! One of theirs!
So that's really it for this video guys. This last clip is just some bonus footage of a decent vehicle gunner kill streak. I'll leave that with you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you have, and I'll see you guys next time.
Düşman makinalı tüfeği!